If everybody takes a seat, then we can begin.
Meine Damen und Herren, ich habe
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Parliament, I recommended to the European Council that they should allocate extra aid money for refugees. It doesn't make any sense for us to keep having council meetings and drawing up conclusions on financing various projects, for experts then to say that money isn't actually being paid out, that the money isn't flowing. In the current situation, that makes no sense at all. That really is a dereliction of a duty which has major implications. So that is why I have asked the European Council to reflect today and look at what money is urgently required, particularly for the care of refugees in countries such as Jordan, Libya and Turkey, Syria's neighbouring countries. That money must be pumped into those countries. We also reminded the Council that we need a common asylum policy. We need unified procedures and standards. We need proper assessment criteria which everybody uses to assess asylum applications, and we need more community. If the procedure takes 9 months in Germany and 10 days in another country, then that's not a common system. If you have refugees being accepted to the tune of 3% in one country but 50% in another country, although their background is the same, that's not a common system. Now, we've had a system in place for 15 years, but we're not implementing it. We're not following up on it. So I think the pressure is upon us, and we really need to have the same standards and the same procedures applying across the board. We're working on this in the European Parliament, and we recalled to the Council again today that this is absolutely crucial. The Council needs to participate in this work, and the Member States need to agree on common standards. If we work together as a community, then we've got a chance of making progress. And we are doing that in some projects pretty well, but in other projects we're not doing quite so well. We will be able to act quickly, I think, because on the 23rd of December, the decisions taken then led to quite quick decisions being taken afterwards in the Parliament and the Commission. The hotspots were decided upon, and they are now being set up already. But it's clear to everybody, and this is something which I recalled again, the hotspots are pointless if we don't have any binding system for distributing refugees. This Council should not repeat what was discussed and decided at the last Council. This Council at least needs to look at what was decided last time round, particularly in terms of finances, and actually implement it. Jean-Claude Juncker mentioned recently, and I also raised this point in the Parliament, that some of the money to the tune of billions, some of the money which was promised to the tune of billions is actually not really being paid out, or only to the tune of millions. I think out of the 4.2 billion, actually only about 9 million has really been paid out. And that really is a terrible failure. We can't afford to go down that path. I had the opportunity today to speak to Prime Minister Cameron about the issues pertaining to the UK referendum. I said that the European Parliament is prepared to talk to all parties, to talk to the UK government and also the European institutions, and to discuss what reforms would be possible and necessary in the European Union. And if we know what the UK proposals are, then we can move forward. And in the Parliament, we will be prepared to talk about these concrete proposals. But so far, we don't actually quite know what we are supposed to be discussing and voting on, and what framework the negotiations will have. I had a third discussion today with Prime Minister Cameron about this subject. And we discussed what could be done in legislative terms. We talked about efficiency and transparency, which is in all our interests. And as I spoke to the Council, I also said that, of course, we are prepared to improve competitiveness. But, of course, that can't be to the detriment of our social model. That's the belief of the Parliament. As you know, I invited the Prime Minister Cameron to address the Parliament and tell us about what the UK government is planning to present, and we're still in contact on that particular subject.